Hey guys, welcome back to Stickley Creations. Happy New Year. I know it's a bit late to be saying that, I suppose, but at the end of the day, it's the new year. We're into 2024. Pretty much just wanted to talk to you guys about, I guess, last year and just reflect on that a little bit, as I didn't really do a video on that. Last year was an interesting year for me as an author. So December of 2022, so right before the new year, I had published my second book, Willie's Worries and Exercises to Conquer Them. That was 6 months after my first book. I would not publish my third book until this past December, so definitely took some time off from that. But in between that, it was an amazing journey of just being able to share my story between the first book of being a kid, getting adopted from Haiti during an earthquake, to then my second book, talking about anxiety in children. As someone who suffered from anxiety myself, it was amazing to be able to share those stories with people. I was able to go to a library nearby, or I guess local library, and there was a lot of great authors. I don't know if you guys know the author for Vampirina Ballerina. Got to meet her. She's amazing, super nice. But to be able to be in the presence of an author who had been that successful, it was reassuring, truly. Just something that I could say, okay, this is a possibility. Keep doing what you're doing and keep having an impact towards the kids. It was great to be able to read my book to the kids that were there at the library, though it wasn't a lot that day. To be able to read to them after, an author like that reads their book, that was an amazing experience. Afterwards, I was able to go to my elementary school, the one that I attended, and I was able to read to my teacher who I had back in the 5th grade. I was able to read it to her class, my books, and it was an amazing experience to just, go to your school where you had been taught, where you saw authors coming in, doing their own book readings, and to be able to be in that position where I got to do that myself years later, that was amazing. I later found out that my teacher actually used one of my books for one of her psychology classes that she was taking at college for one of her professional certificates, I want to say, or something like that. But to have like your 5th grade teacher read your book that you published, that's I mean, that's already great enough, but to know that she used my book as a research paper, man, that was amazing. But yeah, it truly brought so many different opportunities that I did not think I would have. I guess after I went to the elementary school, I had then gone to the high school, and there was a service learning class. And obviously, they're high school students, and a lot of these students, mind you, like some of them are my friends. I was only 19 at the time, so I didn't even turn 20 yet when I was doing these book readings. So it's like with the high school students, I couldn't just read them the book because they're like way too young and everything. But it was a service learning class, and again, it was with a teacher that I had for Gifted and Talented back in Gifted and Talented I had with her for a couple years, but primarily throughout middle school. And she was also my creative arts, I guess creative writing teacher. It was actually kind of funny because, that's a story for a different day, but she was my creative writing teacher. and she was also one of my best friend's mom. So she was teaching the service learning class. I was able to go to the high school that day, and man, I must have been talking for 30 minutes. I mean, obviously I ramble and stuff like I'm doing right now, but to be able to get in front of high school students and talk for 30 minutes and them to actually be paying attention to you, especially at 19 years old, where you're only like 3 years older than some of them, it's insane. Obviously, it's hard to get their attention, and it was kind of funny because you had a couple guys in the back like talking or whatever, and I don't know, like I'm not trying to be sexist or whatever, but like sometimes like just as especially as younger students, high school students and stuff, boys are just more energetic, talkative sometimes, whatever. So the girls were kind enough to look at them and just be like, shh, and I was just like, thank you. But that was an amazing experience also. So I spoke for about 30 minutes, particularly through the service learning class. I really just connected it to my honors college experience, and that my honors college, we focus a lot towards service learning, and I really discussed with them what that means and just how to be a leader at such a young age and be part of a community. And I don't know. I'm not someone that talks like that necessarily for people when it comes to the things that like I've done, and this is how you can be a leader, and this is the attributes and everything that you do. But it I don't know, it was a pretty cool experience. Like I was nervous the entire time, but I'm one of those people that when I start talking, I talk. Like I'm nervous as heck before I do, but when I start talking, I talk, man. It's yeah. But yeah, 2023 was a great experience with that, and it was also a great experience in terms of this YouTube channel. I was able to do a couple things with it, trying to do more with it this year, but it was a pretty cool experience being able to film, edit videos a bit, and figure out tools and resources for you guys. I was going through my own marketing journey through with my books and everything as well, and I found it difficult, especially as a 19-year-old self-published author on Amazon KDP, where you have a lot of competitors and stuff. And yeah, like my first book, man, it sold like 100 copies within like the first 3 weeks, but a lot of those were like friends and family. And second book, it was a little bit similar, but like less. And then my third book, it's like even lesser. So it's just one of those things of the first book you publish, your friends and family will support heavily, most likely. But then it's how do you maintain that? Because once you've done something once, it's not as impressive the second go around, So it was harder as more books started coming out. It was harder to kind of keep that same audience for whatever reason. But I guess with that as well, my Facebook had been acting up for some time where it wasn't being seen by everyone. It's still acting up, but I'll talk about that different time. But to just be able to share my books with everyone into that capacity where I'm not just an author, I get to be, motivation speaker, someone's influence that, they can do whatever it is that they want to do at such a young age, to be able to answer people's questions, like high school students' questions, elementary kids' questions of, what drove you to drive a book, how difficult was it at such a young age, things like that. It really just kind of put me in a position where it's like, oh, like this really isn't normal, I guess. Like, I don't know, like for me, in everything that I do, I do because I want to do it. As stupid as that sentence is, I truly have a passion and drive for the things that I want to do. And I don't ever look at it in the sense of, all right, I'm gonna do it just because it looks good or it's gonna give you praise. Nah, like I don't really care about that. But um, yeah, when someone tells me like, "Oh, you published a book at like 19, whatever," it's like, yeah. I just kind of look at them like, yeah, it's self-published, and I guess it's the realization that I'm someone who is curious. So, I got all the information from YouTube online about how to self-publish my book, and it was pretty self-explanatory. But I guess if you lack that curiosity and belief, then yeah, it seems a little bit more out the norm. So when people are asking me those sorts of questions, that's the moment where I realize that it's not so normal that I'm doing good, I suppose, and it's kind of a nice reassurance when the books aren't selling as well. Um, but yeah, it's incredible. And during the time that I'm making this, last night had I had crossed 400 online copies sold across 9 countries, including UK, US, Australia, Canada, Brazil, India, Spain, Germany, and yeah, like I, I mean, I knew it was gonna be like international just because that's how Amazon KDP works, but to know that my books are in 9 countries, including Japan too, that's a funny one where I was surprised. Um, yeah, I'm truly honored by that. And I think those sorts of moments are the ones that make me want to continue doing this, where I know that the books are reaching kids of all backgrounds, cultures, countries. And I think it goes beyond just I'm selling this many copies or I'm making this much money from it. I haven't made a whole lot, whatever, like in terms of what I've put in, but it's special for me to know that I'm reaching so many kids. And I truly enjoy the process of reaching out to an illustrator and working with one another to figure out something that, turns to be beautiful on paper and in your hands once you actually get that, author copy and everything. And yeah, it's been incredible. I truly could not have imagined the opportunities that this would have brought. When I published my first book, I was just saying, you know what? I have a story that I'm ready to tell. It's my own story, loosely based, but it's my own story that I already know, and I'm ready to get it out there. At the end of the day, I want to do this later on, so what better time to start than right now, where you're going to have to learn how to use these tools. So why not just do it now and learn? And that's kind of the idea that I had, was just, all right, do this one thing. Awesome. Like, I'm super excited to have my first book in my hands. I didn't know what would come after that. I thought I was just going to wait a couple more years, whatever, until I was a little more like financially feasible out of college and things like that. But once I published that first one, I was just like, all right, time for book 2, time to see what I can do better, time to make this process easier, faster. And yeah, it's fun. Like I said, once you start, you're just gonna want to do more and more. Truly, like, you have so many different ideas and so many different things that you want that you can't fit it all in one book. So you take pieces and you put it into one book, and then it just goes over and over. So yeah, I'm super excited about this upcoming year. I'm looking at getting my books in a couple of Barnes and Nobles, some more local libraries, some bookstores, as well as just doing a better job marketing it online. These past few weeks, I've been able to get more reviews on Amazon, and I'm truly excited about that. I think I have a little bit better understanding in the sense of that initial book launch and how to get your book ranked within the first 30 days. So I've just taken the time to gather that knowledge a little bit more. So I'm super excited to apply that to myself, but also share that with you guys. Because truly, this is a page that's following my journey with this, but it's also evidence for you guys to see my mistakes so that you guys don't make it as well. So you have an easier process. You can figure out what's going to work for you, what's worked for me, that sort of thing. I truly want to be able to help you guys in any sort of way, whether it be with Amazon KDP or eventually through some passive income streams, possibly, just things to diversify yourself as an author. Yeah, so I'm super excited about this upcoming year, and I really want to try to, build a level of consistency and build something with you guys. I don't just want however many followers or whatever subscribers. I guess I want you guys to interact in the comments. Let me know like what the videos make you feel. Let me know what I can provide for you guys. Obviously, I won't know everything, but I will do my best to try to find answers for you guys. I'm not someone that's gonna try to make you feel bad and just say, oh, I'm making 10K a month off of Amazon KDP. Like, no, I'm not gonna lie to you guys about that. I'll show you guys my reports, and truly I want this community to be a community where we're in a similar position right now, growing together, where one person has succeeded, we're all cheering. I want to see those accomplishments in the comments. I want to see who's starting Amazon KDP in 2024. I want to know what you guys are currently doing with your projects. So look forward to getting to know every single one of you guys this upcoming year. And yeah, 2023 was an amazing year, but 2024 is going to be even better for both me and you.